set up. Big bada boom. Hello. Howdy, friends. Welcome, welcome. Still getting a little bit set up here, so don't mind me. Hope everybody's doing well. It's summertime, so the heat is definitely starting to roll in, which is, let's say, okay. Hasn't been too bad yet, but yeah, today definitely feels like one of the hotter ones, and it's definitely because of the humidity that we got going on here in Indiana. All right, here we go. Let's also make sure that I got audio. Yes. It's good to be heard, as well as seen. But welcome, welcome. I am Chamberlain Jonas of the Wayward Inquisition. We are a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. We're here on YouTube as well as Spotify. We got a Redbubble if you want to get our merch. We have a PayPal if you're just feeling spicy and just want to send us a few bucks. We also got a pretty awesome Discord, which you should totally join. That link is in the description. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Like you point down and you do the stuff. So yeah, these civilization building streams have been going pretty well, I would say. The Elven one got interesting with kind of their biology. I would say so far, I think, actually, yeah, the elves turned out to be really good people too. So, you know, the turtles and the elves had a stand-up society, if you will. Now today, we're probably gonna jinx that as we are doing orcs. We're gonna take a kind of a realistic approach to orcs and how they would shape their society and all that good stuff. And I know I started a little bit earlier today. I started at 7 instead of 7:30. Hope that's not too much of a downer for you all, but I don't really know when I'm gonna get here, and it saves me 30 minutes to, you know, get home sooner. So that works for me. But without further ado, I guess let's just go ahead and get into it. So yes, today we are going to do orcs. Big, brute, green. Shrek. So, I usually do try to add a little twist to whatever race I'm doing. And I haven't really got anything for the orcs. Not as, I would say, grand as the other races did. But, I mean, I didn't really do anything for turtles either. Some races are just pretty darn perfect as they are. Which turtles, they kind of are. But with the orcs, since rage and anger is kind of their thing, which I looked up, you know, what's the origin of orcs? And, you know, of course, there were multiple examples because obviously the ones in Lord of the Rings are going to have a way different origin than, say, the Elder Scrolls or even in Dungeons and Dragons. But I'm going to kind of focus more on the Dungeons and Dragons one since it's what we do. And this one actually surprised me that they were created by the orc god Grumpsh. I think that's how you are supposed to say it. And one thing mentioned that it was like they made the orcs, to be warriors, which is that's pretty much a given. But the reason was to deal with fiends in the mortal plane, and I was like, hey, that's kind of interesting. But so with orcs, one thing is they're definitely ugly. I would say probably my favorite design for orcs is the Warhammer ones, where they're kind of hunched, very just brute, primitive. That's how I see orcs. Garrett, last I was here, you were talking about people living in trees. Hey, yeah, well, welcome back. Yeah, tonight it's gonna be orcs, and yeah, so with orcs, I'm thinking that yes, they're gonna be ugly, like kind of like the Warhammer ones. That's kind of my favorite iteration of orcs, at least in appearance. I can't remember their name. Oh, well, was it the first one that where the people lived in the trees was the wow, they're not called the furries, shifters. Yes, shifters that I made into hawk shifters instead of like the wolfman shifter. They were in trees. Of course, elves, they like to be in trees as well. But with these orcs tonight, one of the big things is picking where do these people live? And I went with that they live in a snowy tundra like area, very cold. And the reason behind that was I was thinking that, orcs being the rage warrior guys that they are, that they're kind of hot-blooded. And to help counteract that, they live in a cold place. A phone call? Jeff Bezos? You want to give me $1 million? Oh, well, thanks, bud. No, I don't recognize that number at all. Silence you. I think it was the hawkish people. It probably was. And the Warhammer orcs are pretty great. So my good friend who doesn't know that we're friends, Endless Taverns here on YouTube, he has many Warhammer songs. And with the orcs, he kind of has themed them around being like British punk rockers. And I love it. It fits them so well. But yes, we're going to go with a snowy tundra for these guys. seeing as they are quite literally hot-blooded, is how I am seeing these orcs. And so the one thing I didn't think of that I would have to deal with is that they were made by a god to be warriors. So I gotta work that in there somehow, that, they were made for this purpose, but obviously because of free will, they're gonna go off and kind of do their own thing. Any other biological things I can add to orcs? Kind of change them up a little bit? I think it's kind of a standard thing, but I like to think that orcs can eat anything, pretty much. Obviously they can't eat rocks and be like, oh, yeah, that was good. Like, they could pick up a thing of raw, uncooked meat and eat it and be totally fine. Let's see, so if they are in a tundra, oh yes, are they going to be green-skinned or maybe pale blue? I was kind of thinking they would stick with the green, just because that's kind of, I don't know, the standard color for orcs. Let me, I wonder if there's a picture of Groomsh, this orc god who made the orcs. Yes. Okay. Yeah, he's got kind of the green tint going on there. So since he's based off of them, if it was like they just evolved and became peoples, like I would say most races, I would say then they would, have adapted and would have the different skin color and all that. But since they were made by a god, not that over time that still couldn't change, but see what I'm going with? So yeah, we're going to stick with the green. Eat anything. Iron stomachs. Yeah, Garrett gets me. So yeah, they really are just, their bodies are just all muscle, all brawn. I was kind of also thinking that they don't really have skin. I would think orcish skin would be kind of more like almost like a leathery hide kind of skin. Because one, it would help them with the cold environment. And two, since they were made to be warriors, you wouldn't make them squishy. You know what I'm saying? Not like us little flesh bags. I'll put that in quotes just because. Leathery hide. Yeah, I think everything else is pretty good to go with. Maybe as we go along, something will spark. Of course, that can also be a problem, because then, cause I think there was something with the elves that I thought of, and it was like, oh, well, if I went with that from the beginning, that would have changed everything. Yeah, they get those resistances. I mean, they would be pretty resistant. They were basically designed to fight fiends, so yeah. At least the D&D orcs. Okay. So we got their biology. You know what? I'm gonna put that they have enhanced smell. Just enhanced smell specifically. They do typically have pointy ears, kind of like an elf. But I'm gonna go with smell, so that they could smell out the fiends. Because I would imagine fiends would have a pretty distinct odor to them, where sound-wise, you know, oh, what's that flapping in the wind? Is it a demon? No, it's a stork. Oh, okay. Okay. Warrior bodies, snowy tundra. What else do we need for culture? Oh, yes. What would they build their huts and stuff out of? Tundras do sort of have trees. Kind of depends on the area, of course, but yeah, I would say they would probably use they'd use wood. Oh yeah, probably very tribalistic in nature. Very like ice huts, kind of like the Eskimos. You know how do they do those? You know, of course, if they found a cave. If they found a cave, that would probably make them be like the upper class orc. Like, oh, you got a whole cave, wow. Caves, and they would, because the dwarves, they built really close to each other. The turtles were kind of at a medium kind of space, and then the elves really liked their space. But actually, yeah, I'm gonna take out. We're gonna put ice huts first, because that one would be the more convenient way. Yeah, I would say they would probably build them at a medium spacing. Because since they're already kind of warm, they wouldn't need to really build close to be like, oh yes, let's conserve space and energies and. Let's see if they are tribalistic. Are they patriarchal? Ooh, or matriarchal? I was thinking that they were gonna have shamans. Because, yeah, orcs just in a realistic sense, and trying to think about how orcs would be, because they're not very bright. I'm not saying they're dumb, you know. I mean, some, of course, yes. But kind of as a whole, you're really not going to have a Nikola Tesla of orcs. Medium spacing. Yeah. Let's see. So let's go to our next one. Oh, if I can type. There we go. Yeah. We'll get to actually. Is that the next step? Not that I have to go in an order, but yeah. Next is the authority section. So what would they do? They would definitely orcs is might makes right. So really, it could be patriarchal or matriarchal. I mean, if a female orc got up there, threw hands with the current chief, and won, then that would make her like, well, you're the top dog now. Yeah. Yeah, strength is everything, basically. Shamans would be their smart person in a way. It's kind of a, you know, tiered thing. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm thinking, it's not like they're going to be cranking out mathematical formulas or. There would definitely be the orc that knew things, and it more than likely would be the shaman. But yeah, might makes right. Yeah, ruled by. Yeah, they'd probably call them a chief. Oh, yes. I knew what you meant. I got you. Um, yeah, ruled by chief. I would say pretty straightforward there. Oh, you know what? Maybe the shaman could weigh in on matters. Because, yeah, even though the chief is the strongest, they're definitely not going to ignore the one that can, you know, cast a spell or mix concoction to make you feel good again. So, yes, step 6 is there basically like a police force? Not really. It would really be a kind of an honor system, even though they are kind of barbaric. They would have they'd have a code. So if Gorg Dead Death ate Bullbach's last steak, Bullbach could be like, "Hey, that was mine. I challenge you to fight." And then, they duke it out. Let's see. We'll just put that under here. Warrior tribe. Yeah, trial by combat. That's the phrase my brain was trying to think of. Good job, brain. You figured it out eventually. Yeah, the shaman would be kind of like worm tongue in a way. A just question, my liege. Ill news for an ill guest. I love. I can't remember the entirety of the meme, but it was like, are you really surprised the guy named Worm Tongue was a bad guy? All right, so yeah, we got our kind of judicial system there. Um, Oop, scroll, please. I said scroll. Up. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting to bring my mouse. This touchpad on my laptop is dying or something. Okay, authority. Ooh, yes, for this one's one of my one of the favorite parts. So if other races, they would hate the orcs because the orcs would raid pillage. They're Vikings. The orcs are they're kind of Viking Native Americans. Oh, actually, yes. Theoretically, this Saturday we will be doing our first live stream of campaign. Let's see, yeah, it looks like we were having some issues with the mic stands, and it looks like Patrick has fixed that. But yes, this Saturday, noon Eastern Standard, or no, we meet up here at noon. 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is when we should begin the live stream of Treachery, a Lord's Gambit. Yeah, I was really hoping we were going to get to do a Wicked West on Monday, but when one of the guys doesn't have a voice, it's, be really hard to D&D. And then, let's see, so yeah, they would hate orcs. Orcs would... How would they be? In a way, they would... Yeah, they would look down on the other races if they weren't strong. So they would probably... yeah, they would be buddies with Goliaths. That might be the only race that they kind of do get along with. Well, oh, you know what? Loxodons, being large elephant men, and Minotaurs would be kind of naturally strong. So yeah, they would have some buddies. So that's good. Everybody needs a friend. Might be at... Hey, Red River Gorge. Nice. I went there once, and yeah, it was gorgeous. It was also terrifying because I don't know if this was the only way to get up there or something, but there was like this chairlift thing that we took to get up there, and it was the sketchiest lift I have ever been on in my life. And so I was like, yeah, this is probably where we're going to fall and die, but We got some great scenery. But yeah, Red River Gorge, awesome place. I haven't been on an adventure in so long. It's eating away at me. Luckily, I have one planned for September, a big one. I'm going to Egypt. Now, the tour company is keeping us up to date. If war stuff should get too egregious, then they will cancel it and refund us. But so far, they said that we're in the clear. Ooh, yeah. I'm trying to remember how the weather was when we went. I think we had a nice overcast, or at least partly cloudy when we went, because I don't remember it being too hot. But there were definitely some spots where it was like, yeah, if this was a hot day, trudging through this spot would be miserable. Yes, I'm a bit savvy on the scammers. Um, both, yeah, both whenever I went to Israel and Thailand, the tour people were like, only buy from the places we take you to, and yes. And yeah, have one of those like waistband things where you can keep your stuff so it, you know, it's hidden and be a lot harder for them to snatch it off you. I am, yes. I love going on adventures. I'm gonna have to cut back though, because I've gone through a couple jobs here recently. And the one I'm at is good, but it doesn't pay all that well. So big adventures are gonna be out of the foray for a bit. Also, it is kind of good that I kind of just need to take a break from it because the wallet needs a little breather, and also so does the world state. Everybody just needs to calm down. Let me see stuff before you blow it up, please. Oh yes. Orcs, pillage. Oh, there was something. Being buddies. Oh, yes. Angry Meatball. You're gonna love this part because somehow, well, I got a pretty good track record. Yeah. Yep, the orcs would have slavery. But for a specific reason. So it's not that they can't craft stuff. Because, I mean, if you're gonna be, well, any kind of civilization, especially a warrior based one, you're gonna need to know how to make your weapons and all that. But, I mean, much like how we see the orcs in Lord of the Rings, how they make the crudest stuff, like, is this armor? Sure, put it on. Yeah, the orcs would take prisoners for them to make stuff. You know, like, oh, yes, you dwarf, you know how to smith metal, make good sword. And then maybe, there'd be like one orc that would probably pick up on how it worked and would definitely not make it as, skilled as the dwarf would, but eventually then they were like, okay, we can do this now. And then they would make the most barbaric, brutish stuff. Swords that are like 20 inches thick. Yeah, big sword mean big whack. Yeah, ha ha ha. Or as they would say in Berserk, it was much too large to be called a sword. It was more like a slab of iron. I love Guts. What a man. Yeah, Garrett knows. So, Courtney had never seen or really knew anything about Berserk. So, was that this year? No. I think it was last year. I sat her and her husband down, and we did it over a span of a couple weekends, and it was like, we're gonna watch the Berserk anime from the 90s, the best series that they've made of it. I know a lot of people crapped on that 3D one, and I mean, yeah, I get it. That animation style was, it was something. But the fact that they just continued and went with the Black Swordsman arc and all that, I give it a pass. And I mean, overall, it really isn't that bad. But that animation style really, that was a bizarre choice. But yes, so I showed them Berserk, and they were getting all into it, and then the eclipse came, and Courtney didn't know what to do with herself. She was freaking out, and it was good. Gosh, it's just such a wonderful manga. So well written. The art in it is so good. R.I.P. Big Guy. Mm. Yeah, it did sound like a cast iron crunk, crunk. Which, on one hand, I kind of liked it because, I mean, his sword is just a giant slab of iron. That description, it's not wrong. And yeah, Courtney just loves pretty characters. So she was all in on Griffith too. So when he turned, she felt so betrayed, but she still loved him. I love that guy, and I hate that guy. Yeah, Griffith. Oh yes, and then if it's just a world of orcs, yeah, they would be at war with each other a lot. No, our chief stronger. No, our chief stronger. Yeah, maybe. This is a real weak. Maybe a clan would, you know, team up with another one. Let's see. Oh, we are all for off topic on this channel. Yeah, we love going on little tirades, and please watch Kaiji. Been my favorite anime since I was a kid. people shy away from. Let me Google this. Kai G. And it's anime. When was this made? 2007? Okay, 2007, so it's gonna still be in roughly the good era of anime. They're so clean now. I don't like it. I mean, I do like it, but I don't like it. People shy away from... Oh, but it inspired Squid Game, huh? Is it on? It's on Crunchyroll, I think, right? We're gonna watch. Oh, it's on the Roku channel. I'll check Crunchyroll. That seems kind of weird that they wouldn't have it. Now, let's not try to spoil anything, but let's look at some of the images. That guy definitely has a pointy nose. But yeah, I am not opposed to that art style. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find that. Kaiji. Oh, I forgot to mention, as I like to do on this stream, of course, I have my background music that I listen to. Tonight, I went with Skillet. The Dominion album is what I'm currently listening to. Let's see, in Japan, it got three live action movies and has 3 seasons of the anime. Nice. Yes. Oop. Step 8, education. War. Battle. Fighting. Some craftsmanship training. You gotta know how to maintain your stuff. Or you would just take it to the orc whose job it was to do that, but... Yeah, they would do oral history. Yeah, they're not writing anything down. Oh, then they're trade goods? Yeah. Wait, is that what that one's supposed to mean? Let me double check. Trades. Yeah. What would they sell? They would hunt, fish, gather, yeah, some crafting. But yeah, they wouldn't sell things to anybody. They would trade goods, with their Goliath buddies. They would, be like, here, mammoth meat. You take that. We take spears. Oh, and yeah, they would definitely eat whatever they could find and kill and... Mm, hunting, fishing. Because even in a tundra, you can block out the ice and then do the little ice hole fishing stuff. Mm, trade. Oh, what they would do though, they would be mercenaries for sure. So, like, a clan might lend out warriors to somebody, be like, yeah, we'll give you these guys for X amount of time, you give us this. Or we kill you and then we take everything. Yes, the next one is military. Yeah. Yes. All. That basically is their thing, is just to be a living military. Mm. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna go back up to their biology real quick, if I can. So, I just had a thought. Um, they can probably feel or sense fiends and celestials. Being made by a god, they would have, I would think they would have some divine essence still in there. You know what I'm saying? Military. Next up, magic. So, what kind of magics would they do? Yeah, shamanistic, druid type magics. Um, yeah, they would basically have divine sense. Kind of like I would say a low level version of it, but yeah, kind of elemental, naturey magics. But specifically, like, a focus would be, and this might sound a little weird at first, but I think the orcs would focus some of their magic on ice magic. Because when they would leave the tundra to go be mercenaries or to wage war on whoever, they would use the ice magic to help keep everybody cool. Because since they run hot, if you lived in the desert, they probably would just leave you alone because the environment itself, with it being so hot, it would just be too hard for them to go in there and raid you. Hey, what's wrong with it being a little dark? Mm, what else would they use their... I mean, of course they would use war magic. Full evil orcs. Ooh. That'd be an interesting take. Because, I mean, it doesn't, it just, what I read, all it said was it was an orc god that made them. So, I mean, doesn't mean they had to be on the holy side of things. Now, what album do we want to do? We did Dominion. Let's go. Yeah, let's go old school. Comatose. Hmm. Yeah, orcs wouldn't have what I'm gonna call support or yeah, no support or utility magics. Ah, an evil god. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where elves might be like, oh yes, I'm going to enchant this chest so it's has its own little pocket dimension inside, so I can store as much as I would like. An orc would be like, oh, a chest, I blow it up. Oh, orcs. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we did magics. Ah, religion. This kind of seems to come up a lot whenever I'm thinking about these cultures for these races that, I mean, kind of realistically, I tend for them to go to that they would be spiritual but not religious. But in their case, I mean, would they know that this god made them? Hmm. But yeah, they would probably, they would worship their orc god. Groomsh. Pretty sure that's how you say that. Um but still, it would be very tribalistic in nature. Um Yeah, I don't know if they would go into like the spirit side of things, like, oh yes, the tree spirit. No, yeah, they would probably just pray to Groomsh, or really, any other war god. They would probably be like, hey, the humans have this guy named Ares. He make war good. Clans. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Anything else about a civilization? I think I might have covered everything. I'm starting to get too good at making these. Because I try to go for at least an hour and a half, and I'm kind of already done with them. And I still got like 40 minutes. Orcs. Mm, we covered authority, education, religion. Hmm. I mean, yeah, really, might makes right with them. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, we did it. I don't want to start another one and have to cut it off so soon in making them. What I can do is I can tell you about my orcs in my Life Will campaign that is on a hiatus currently. We usually meet on Friday nights, every other Friday out in Corridon, and we're on hiatus because if you didn't know, the Wayward Inquisition is DMing one shots at the Eminence Kentucky Renaissance Fair. Yeah. It's $20 to play. It's an hour and a half session. It's at the As You Wish Customs booth. It's this blue one, kind of right at the corner of, I think they call it Main Street. And so, really easy to find. And not only do you get to play in that session, but they give you a little box that has a mini, dice, some kind of little knick-knack in there, and a pre-made character. Now, we won't be there this weekend as, well, we have our channel to do as well, and so we're taking a weekend off from them so that we can do our live stream on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I have my Lightbringers campaign, which is a once a monther over at GeekOut Cafe in Sellersburg, Indiana. The table is full, so before you get your hopes up, yeah, I can't take on any more peoples. Oh, hey, it's all good, my man. Okay, what you say? But I have received a recap. Um, okay. Do you mean that I need to recap now, or that in a moment I'm going to need to recap after the call is done? Robert, my man. Welcome, sir. Welcome. You kind of just missed the Orc Civilization creation. I've completed it already. I know this one I started earlier at 7. I'm sure that threw off some things, but I never know when I'm going to get here, and I'm okay with waiting around for a little bit to start the stream, but yeah, I didn't want to wait too long. I'm in Ohio, so I was not able to get on. Ah, it's okay. It's all good, man. Then you can always watch the VOD of it, but you also tuned at a good time because I was getting ready to talk about my orcs in my Life Will campaign, which is the one that's on the every other Friday in Corridon. At least it was. I mean, we're on hiatus because of the Ren Fair. Uh, I love DMing, but it'd be too much to do Ren Fair and my normal stuff. Um, but my, uh, I like that some races are just bad guys. You know, goblins, hobgoblins, orcs. They're kind of just they're bad guy races. And of course, you know, if a player wants to play a goblin, I'm not going to make them be a bad guy. Um, but the but I didn't want to just do oh yes, orcs are the barbarian brutes of the world. And so in Life Will, they were kind of your standard barbaric tribal orc clans until Gorg Dead Death took over the clan, and he wanted a better way for his kin, that they can be more than just rage. And so the orcs in Life Will are very Japanese. How their buildings are made are that, very feudal Japan styled houses. Uh, they have a little mantra that, they still use axes and stuff like that, but even how they fight is very like, restrained, quick, precise motions, inner rage, inner rage. And so instead of giving in to their inner rage, they kind of do this little mantra to themselves of, inner rage, like keep it inside. And yeah, they've been fun. Let's see. We could go ahead and decide on who we're going to do next week, but I think I'm going to change it up. And because that Monster of the Week one I did, where it was, I think it was Faye, that one got some good views, like up in the 40s or something. So I'm thinking next Thursday, I'm going to do another like monster vid. Oh, he's got to go back in. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good luck. Have fun. Now for Garrett. Garrett wanted me to do. Oh yeah, see, Robert liked the monster vid. Does Robert have a monster that he would like me to cover? Either a type, like we can just go vague and be like giants, fiends, or if there's like one that you're really focused on, like, yeah, do one over vampires, or, over the Kraken. Let's see, I was at the Ren Fair this past weekend. Hey, yeah, I was there doing the pirate one-shots. You were mentioning one-offs to join. I had a call. Yeah, so at the Ren Fair, it's a blue building at the corner. Trying to think of what's around it. Like, really, it's like you come in, you keep going straight, you'll hit that intersection where there's like the big green field. You can see the tavern off to the side. Yeah, like if you're looking at the field, back left, there's a blue building, As You Wish Customs. Yeah, they do. We have one shots there, kind of behind the building. It's actually this really nice area they have set up for us. There's fans back there, so it stays relatively cool. Let's see if I remember it was really hot this past weekend. Because normally the nice thing about the fans is they do help keep us cool back there. And normally we've been keeping them on like low, but I had to bump them up to medium. And of course, the downside with fans is they help with keeping you cool, but with paper character sheets, things get a little messy. But I tried out these clothespins last time to see if they would help kind of weigh them down and keep them together, and it worked pretty well. Yes, they do. They sell a bunch of dice towers. Yeah, they got a lot of D&D stuff in there, and it's really awesome. uh, it was a sweaty weekend. But yeah, this weekend it's gonna be, since we're not gonna be there, some other guy is taking over for us, and this one's gonna be Viking themed this weekend, and then when we come back the weekend of the 20th and the 21st, we're gonna do Vikings that weekend. That one's technically like heroes, villains, steampunk weekend. It's basically like the catch-all weekend. And I mean, I could have made some kind of steampunk thing, but we really like the idea of like a Viking one shot. So yeah, we're just gonna continue the Viking trend and hmm. But yeah, the Ren Fair has been really awesome, and we've enjoyed doing the one shots there so much that for next year, I might look into some of the other Ren Fairs, because I mean, there's one up here in Indiana. It was, I think it was out in like Charlestown, but then it moved to, I think, Scottsburg or Seymour, somewhere up there. And so maybe we could do more up there. Because I will say, getting paid to DM does feel pretty good. It feels really good. And yeah, the people that we've gotten in the one shots, they've been really good. There's been a couple groups that were kind of duds. I mean, it's gonna happen, but especially this past weekend, I think every session had one like new person to D&D. So that was great that we got to introduce them to it. And hey, congratulations on being off work. I tried the working from home because for a little while I worked for Chewy, the dog pet, company. And at first I was at the site, and then they were like, "Oh, well, you've done so well, you can work from home." And I mean, at first it was nice, but it wasn't for me. Also, just working a call center type job was not for me. And I stayed there kind of as long as I could, and then was like, "All right, guys, this isn't working out." It is. I, you wouldn't be able to like survive off of it, but it's nice, fun money. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this document since I already completed the orcs. Hmm. Is there anything I can talk about in the remainder of time? Try to stall until I hit that hour 30 mark? Or I could just call it early. I mean, I started early. I'll end early. That seems fine. Geek Out, Ren Fair. Is there anything I can go over? Yeah, just if you enjoyed this, well, one, thank you. Two, tell your friends. Do that liking, subscribing, commenting thing. Share. That's always a big one. Sharing is caring. Yeah, we would like to kind of do this full time, make this our real job to just do D&D stuff, which would be sweet because we love it. We love the storytelling of it, the characters. The characters. I'm looking at you, Aimer. I I see you over there. Gosh, he's sexy. What a man. Uh, but yes, if you enjoyed this, watch our VODs. We got plenty for everybody. We got dark fantasy, we got Western, sci fi, two different sci fis, in fact. We have a Star Wars campaign as well as a Halo inspired campaign for you to listen through. Arc Outer Rift was our Knight Commander Patrick's brainchild, in which, I mean, he took the first person shooter of Halo and turned it into a TTRPG pretty darn well. That one was really fun. It, he enjoyed it, but he also had the bane of DMing Courtney and I. And, you know, in first person shooters, you don't really role play, but Courtney and I are very much role players, so we took things off track a little bit, but it was all in good fun. And man, was that one fun. Definitely look forward to the next installment of that one. And then, let's see, yeah, dark fantasy, Western, sci fi. Oh, yeah, the Star Wars one is a duet with just Courtney and I. And oh my gosh. No brag, just fact. The that Star Wars duet was like my magnum opus. It was so freaking good that now I don't know if I'll be able to top it. Because the premise is Courtney's character is a clone trooper turned Jedi hunter, which you might think, well, yeah, they all, with Order 66, they all turned on the Jedi. Yes, yes, yes. But after the fact, what did they do? Some went into hiding, some became mercenaries, farmers, what have you. But Sundry said, hey, you know how we kind of hunted the Jedi when Order 66 happened? I want to do that more. And he does. The Jedi fights in that one were so fun. Ah, man, those were fun. I tried not to step on the toes of lore. That's the one big thing I have with, I guess, fan fiction. And I'm not knocking fan fiction. I totally get it. Like, if you love a universe so much, you know you want to add something to it. But hey, Courtney, I was just talking about Star Wars. Yeah, Garrett has joined me for basically the entire stream. And has had a good time. Robert popped in for a little bit. Yeah, the orcs turned out really well. I mean, they're orcs, so you can probably guess how they ended up acting and being. you were, because yeah, it was, man. If you're a fan of Star Wars, check out Reconciliation, because it's just phenomenal. Oh, but I was saying that with the lore, like, you know, whenever I was making it and we were doing it, I tried. I didn't want to like step on the toes of things, because I would say one of the big problems with fan fiction stuff uh, is, it'll be like, yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. I have this idea for a character in it, and he's just this super badass orc killer guy who can take out a whole army by himself. And it's like, whoa, buddy. I get that you love it, but whoa. And but yeah, Star Wars Reconciliation just felt so just so lore friendly. And of course, I took some liberties with stuff. I brought back a Darth Bane, which was that was tasty. That was really good. Uh, and then I even there's this wonderful website called Cameo, in which you can basically hire a celebrity to do a little video for you. And I got one from name and address withheld. Wow. Totally am blanking on his name right now. I can see him. Sam Witwer. Whew. Yes. And yeah. And I had asked Sam Witwer, since he's so into Star Wars, I was like, yeah, how do you go about addressing lore and, keeping things kind of consistent? And he gave the best answer that it never clicked before, but he was like, yeah, Star Wars, it is basically a collaboration of campfire stories. So he was like, yeah, so, someone might be telling how Ahsoka, fought the droid army during the Clone Wars, and she had these yellow lightsabers. Where someone else will be like, yes, and she went into battle with these blue lightsabers and in full, like, steel armor and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, that's brilliant. And you can apply that to so many other universes. Some of them, I feel like not so much. Like Lord of the Rings, that one feels very set in stone. You know what I'm saying? But like with Star Wars, it's like, yeah, it's campfire stories. 40 Warhammer 40K is campfire stories. Yeah, Sam Witwer. We love that guy. It really could have been, not only could have been, it is a lore canon Star Wars story. As the person on the receiving end. Oh, it was. Oh my. It, it was so good. Let's see. He also. Whoa. There we go. He also said it's about the. Yes, the spirit of continuity. Yeah. And what also made it great was in the video, he's like not sitting on a couch or a bed. He's like sitting on the floor, leaned up against it, and his hair was just, it was like he had just woken up and his dog was laying behind him. It was one of the best little cameo videos I've gotten. I would say that one and the Master Chief one I got for Patrick. Those two, like, those were legit. Like, thank you for doing this video. Let's see, what time is it? 8:20? Okay. Yeah, we've kind of gone off on tangent here, but that's what we're all about. Um, and yeah, so that's what we got on VOD. We have a Redbubble, which is an awesome website that I had never heard of until we started doing this. And you can get sick, dope, nasty merch like this here notebook. And you can get notebooks, bed sheets, pillows, backpacks, shirts, stickers. I mean, it has just about everything on there. And the prices are really good. Yes, Solus saying our name was awesome. Was awesome. that part of it was really good. Yes, if you are new to the channel or just unaware, Courtney and I love Dragon Age. So much so that we also did a Dragon Age duet. And it was amazing. It was a lot of fun. Oh, yes, Redbubble. Yeah, check out our merch. We got a lot on there. The prices, I mean, for custom made stuff are actually, I mean, that's pretty cheap prices, I would say. And it ships really quick, and the quality it's just insanely good. They're not a sponsor, but we sponsor them. And oh, we have a PayPal if you're just feeling spicy and just want to send us a few bucks. It would be much appreciated. But yeah, besides that, I think it's time to wrap things up here. Sorry, I'm staring at Aimer. Courtney really outdid herself with that one. She got this awesome frame for him, and it's aged. The image itself is aged and kind of faded, and it's Aimer. If you don't know who Aimer is, shame on you. Go and watch Treachery, a Governor's Secret. But thank you all for tuning in. As a reminder, theoretically, this Saturday at 1 p.m., we will be having our first live stream of Treachery, a Lord's Gambit, which is our continuation of the ladder. And it's kind of a steampunky mystery. And boy, is it a mystery. It's, yeah. It's getting good. It's getting really good. My character's gonna have a bit of a mental breakdown, sort of, as he kind of did where we last ended. And, yeah, all the good stuff. So check it out. Live here on YouTube, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, Garrett. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next time. And remember that freedom always crits. And go to church. Bye.